Hey guys, it's Angel. So today we are going to be making Taiwanese sticky rice, also known as yo fan. And yo fan literally translates to oily rice. So it's super delicious. There's tons of pork belly in here, and I've got a bunch of cilantro as garnish along with a sweet chili sauce. Very savory, very yummy, and definitely one that you guys have to try at home. So if you guys are interested, keep watching. So the first thing we'll do is go ahead and get our rice started. I'm going to cook the glutinous rice, and it's also known as sweet rice or sticky rice. So I am going to use about 1 cup in this recipe. And what I mean by 1 cup is 1 cup from the rice cooker measuring cup and not from the inner pot. So I'll start by taking 1 cup of the sweet rice. Next, we'll give this a quick wash and rinse. There's no need to soak it. Next, put this in here, and we're going to add water. So double check your rice cooker, but we're looking for the sweet rice line, and that's here. So I like to put the water just below the line, and that's because we don't want our sticky rice to be too sticky. We want to have a little bit of texture when we stir fry it in our wok. So we're going to start the rice now, and here are my settings. If you have a sweet rice setting, go ahead and use that, but if you don't, use the plain rice setting. So while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and prepare our pork. So I'm going to first start by prepping the ingredients. I'm going to use about 1/4 of the shallot and chop that to give it some nice flavor. Give it a nice mince. Transfer that to a plate. Now what we have here are the shiitake mushrooms. We have some dried shiitake mushrooms here and some dried shrimp that I just reconstituted in a small bowl of water. So I'm going to start with the shiitake mushrooms. I'll just give those a gentle squeeze, and we're going to slice these up. Set those off to the side. Next, we'll have the dried shrimp. I'm just going to mince these up. Shrimp always gives it a nice flavor. And these can go onto the same plate. Now, there's some water here. It's like the mushroom and dried shrimp water. Reserve the water in case we need to use it for the wok. Next, let's slice the pork belly. I'm using about 1/2 pound of pork belly here. Feel free to use more or less depending on how much you like in your rice. I like to pick the ones that have extra fat on it. That's gonna help with the oiliness in the sticky rice. I think it tastes better that way. So this actually looks like a lot of pork belly, but I like my ratio of pork belly to rice on the heavier side, skewed towards the goodies. So I'm going to use all of this. All right, the rice is done, so let's check it out. So I'm just gonna give it a nice fluff. And I know it does look a little bit on the drier side here, but that's okay because we're going to be stir frying this in our wok and adding a tiny bit of water. So I'll just close this and we'll set this aside while we stir fry our pork. Okay, let's get cooking. So we're gonna put our wok on a medium-high heat. Don't forget to turn your fan on because this is gonna be a bit smoky. And we're going to add a little bit of oil first. Start with our pork. I'm going to let that develop a nice crust first, probably for about 1 minute before we flip it. Now it's ready to flip. Next, let's add in our mushrooms, dried shrimp, and our shallots. And now it's time to add our sauces. So we'll do about 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce here. I'm just gonna eyeball it. 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Give that a quick stir. Now let's add our soy sauce. You want to do this on the outer side of the pan, that way it kind of sizzles a bit and gives it a nice flavor. And finally, a dash or two of white pepper. And I'm just going to add a few tablespoons of the mushroom and shrimp water. And this will help make the pork a little bit softer. So after a few minutes, the pork will be done. And that's when we go ahead and add in our sticky rice. Try not to break the rice, so just fold it in with your spatula. And if you feel like the rice is still a little bit too dry, you can add 1 or 2 more tablespoons of that water. All right, now we're ready to put this into a bowl. I'm so glad we added that generous serving of pork here. And finally, totally optional, but I highly recommend, is cilantro for garnish right on top, and then a drizzle of sweet chili sauce. And now we're ready for the taste test. So I have drizzled on top the sweet chili sauce. It's actually sauce from Taiwan, and then also some cilantro for garnish. So let's try it. Get a little bit of pork belly along with that rice. Wow. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so amazing. I'm so glad we add that shallot in there. And there's that mushroom and a little bit of like the oiliness from that pork. It's super delicious, very savory. And a little bit of spice from that chili sauce really helped highlight the flavors. I'm Angel, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also follow me on social media too. And as my grandpa would say, sharing a meal with a fascinating stranger is one of life's true delights. So until we can share some yo fun or sticky rice together, take care, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!